I already shipped everything important back home and donated the books. Even the TV's gone. It's an empty shelf room. All that remains is the basic condiments and the place they came with. But with Lucy here, it doesn't feel like nearly as depressing as I thought it would be. She must have heard that. Or she must have heard this as she pressed closer to me, her head resting on my shoulder. I can rent a movie on my phone for tonight. That sounds like a plan? Actually, I wanted to look back through the pictures we took together. I nodded in response. We curled together in the bed, or we curled together on my bed, staring at Lucy's phone's app to boot up. Summer went well. Lucy and I got to go all over the town. Let me get a full screen of this. Oh, nice. Cute. That's a lot of... I think that's chicken or potatoes. Yeah, it looks like it's on the same cutscenes now, or pictures. The summer was well spent. Lucy and I got to go all over town. A well-documented series of expedites from our local farmers market to guide tour through a docked-up warship. Lucy and I share frequent gulps and anecdotes about our experiences. Eventually, the timeline goes back far enough to see familiar faces to start showing up. Old memories. Unwelcome, familiar faces that quickly get swiped past. As we keep swiping past older folders, I can see something in Lucy's eyes. I find it hard to describe, a mix of sorrow and longing, and something I can't put my finger on. Lucy? My interjection snapped her out of her mood as she sets her phone down gently on the empty computer desk. Sorry, Her eyes linger on the cellular device. I have at least 2 other phones with pictures in them. I don't think I'll ever look through those now. Or maybe I'll do it when I really feel like letting go was the best decision. Lucy casts her gaze around the barren room. It's not really fair to delete them, though. I could just forget about them. I'm good at forgetting things on demand. I take her hand and give her a reassuring squeeze. Lucy sighs as her head inhales breeze seems to expel her mood. I look back at the clock and nearly jump. We have been looking at all the pictures for a long time. Long enough for the hunger once again finds us. I move to the kitchen and look through my mini fridge. There isn't much left, just some green onions, a few pieces of beef, and 5 eggs. Meanwhile, Lucy looks through my pantry and cupboards for anything else to cook. After a minute of searching, she comes across 2 cups, a Patchy Man ramen just a week shy of their expiration dates. I've discovered a new recipe. The meal prep doesn't take too long for 2 adults. It isn't the most filling of dinners, but it'll hold us quite over nicely until morning. With our feast finished and nothing else to do now, all that stuff is packed and shipped off to rock bottom. Lucy and I just returned to my bed. I closed my eyes for a bit, trying to get lost in my girlfriend's warm embrace. Suddenly I felt a jab on my ribs. I looked down at Lucy, who was poking at my chest. Lucy? What are you doing? Oh, it's just making sure. Making sure of what? You know, that you're all healed up? Lucy, it's been 5.5 months since the accident. I think I'm pretty healed by this point. Lucy doesn't stop poking me. If anything, she increases her ferocity of pokes, going not just for my chest, but also my stomach and my armpits. Lucy, cut that out. I tried to be stoic, but I can't help but giggle as Lucy turns into a frantic tickle monster. I decided to return the favor by poking her and starting with her stomach, and then gradually moving up to her chest and armpits. Finally, I hover my fingers over her snoot, and a malicious grin spreading out over my face, or over my lips. Anon, don't you dare. I let out a giggle and poke her snoot. Boop! We boop the snoop. That seems to do it, and Lucy pulls closer to her, wrapping me in her tight and warm hug. That seems to do it. Lucy pulls me closer to her, wrapping me in a tight and warm hug. I return the embrace, tempted to reassure my tickle assault, but is far too comfortable in my Patero's girlfriend's embrace to care anything else in the world. As our laughter dies down, it comes to mind that this might be the last time we get to hold each other. As the laughter comes down, it comes to mind that this might be the last time I get to hold her like this. I'm going into the army tomorrow. I'm going to get shipped off to Raptors Jesus knows where. And there's a good chance I might not be coming back. It brings my situation into a somber light. I double my embrace on Lucy, and more primal part of my mind is willing to let go of her. I raise her up and press my head against her chest. Her heartbeat greets me. It's soft yet hasten. It's like trying so desperately to come off as a calm and relaxing when it knows that the terrible future awaits. A heartbeat I may never hear again. It almost breaks my own heart. I can feel Lucy's hands brace across my shoulders and across my neck to cup my face. Her gel hands never so gently guide me to look into her eyes. She has a smile with a hint of mischief. Before I realize what's going on, your fingers lands on my nose. Boop! Her smile widens to a playful grin, and I can't help but to join in. Such a beautiful sight to behold. How can I resist? I inch closer and our lips meet. All in all, it isn't the bad. All in all, it wasn't that bad a night at all. That was a wholesome moment. I woke up absolutely spent. I'm covered in feathers, and Lucy's umbrella scent hangs heavily over my bed sheets. Lucy's already awake and she's bathed before me. Now she's rummaging through my fridge for whatever food is left. Also, let's take a good look at this right here. Yep. Now that they're out of the way, we can see the rest. Rather than waste of time asking for the obvious, I decide to hit the shower. As the water strips away the last night's scent off me, I get to think how Lucy must be feeling right about now. I imagine what tomorrow will be like, not just for me, but also for Lucy. How suddenly she has to have another big chance thrust upon her life. Oh, how suddenly she's about to have another big change thrust upon her life. The third or fourth one in this year. From the non-binary thing, to the band, to the betrayal, and finally to having a human boyfriend. Only to have him to go abruptly. I'm surprised she hasn't gone insane after all she's endured. I open the bathroom door to see Lucy sitting on my bed, staring blankly at her phone and swiping across the messages. What's up? Needs to say he'll be here in about an hour. Knowing him, it'll probably take 40 minutes. $10 if he leaves another set of skin marks on the outside or on the roadside. I sit to her on the bed. I sit next to her on the bed. What are you checking? Oh, messages and photos. You know, it's weird. There's not enough pictures of you in here. Hold on, let's fix that. Lucy raises her phone and points its camera lens towards me. Stop smiling, you look retarded. Alright, cool. We go silent again for maybe a minute or two. The overbearing silence broke when Lucy lets out a heavy sigh. Do you really have to go? I can't help but let out a heavy sigh on my own. Today I'll get on the bus and it'll be a Michael Tarpit movie for a few years. I think it's supposed to be a Michael Bay movie, I guess. I honestly never thought these last few months were going to end, or never going to end. There's a heavy silence between Lucy and me for a few seconds. It still feels wrong to me, you know? That I'm still too new at this boyfriend stuff. That I'll never get the hang of it. That if only I had a few more months of practice, maybe, I could be better at it. Lucy lets out a short snort. I mean, you're not that bad at it. Most of the time, anyways. I let out a single bicker chuckle. I must have been the single most boring guy you ever dated. Lucy lightly punches me on the shoulder. That's bullshit and you know it. If anything, I'm the boring one. Lucy deflates as she grabs on her right arm. I mean, to take away my spikes, wristbands, and stompers, what'd you have? The wonderful girl that single-handedly changed my life. Huh? Goddamn mumbling. I never really thought about it. I suppose you trying hard at being tough was endearing to me, at least when you weren't physically assaulting me. There was always something else, though. I knew it when we were talking on the rooftop. I wish I knew what that was. Lucy cringed, her hands moving over to cover her face. Emotions worn across her face as she tried to form coherent words. I cannot stop wondering what else you saw in me back then. And all this time I've been hanging out, I still couldn't comprehend why you stuck around me. I consider for a moment and the memory smashes its way to the forefront of my thoughts. Glancing over for a moment, the expression on her face sorts of reminds me of something. It was possibly the leftover embarrassment from the concert, but seemed to have a lost look in her face. Or maybe it was confusion. Or a mix of two. Either way, there's something on her mind. I can't help but think that must have how I've looked on my first day. I think I felt like you. Lucy stares at pleading with the beautiful saturnine eyes of hers. For the longest time, I didn't know who I really was or what I wanted to be. I tightened my grip on Lucy's hand and a deep stare into her eyes. Lucy, whatever you want to do. Lucy, in response, glances away for the almost feels like shame. Almost instantly, I realize why. It was your idea. The two of us wanted so badly to avoid that subject, and yet here I was dredging it up and twisting the metaphorical knife deeper into the wound. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring her up. Please, don't think about Trish that way. She's not at fault. I'm just a fucking idiot. Lucy. I just forget that I have to walk around eggshells around certain topics. Lucy puffs her cheeks and stabs me in the ribs. Ow. Lucy crosses her arms and lets out a single scoff. Like, I have to be careful when I catch you muttering, watching the newest season of Underage Panty Shot Quest, or having a war fat. Sorry about that. Like, I have to be careful when I catch you muttering and watching the newest season of Underage Panty Shot Quest, and having war flashbacks that fits through the night. Oh, Anna, what's wrong? Please stop crying because you remember the projector incident. War flashbacks? I'm gonna go to war for at least a month after I pass boot camp. Assuming that I pass it, that is. Lucy raises an eyebrow. Rock bottom, war, Vietnam. You know what I'm saying. I moved on, okay? Just like you moved on from what that non-binary, literal, or liberal, Trish, minimalism, right? Materialism, right? Who said I did? Lucy unfolds her arms and puts her head on her hands. I didn't work out as a tough person. I didn't work out as a big musician. And I sure as hell didn't work out as a good girlfriend. Look at us. This whole thing that making everyone's lives around me hell. Testing the waters of identifying my gender was a complete disaster. You can't really comprehend the damage I did to myself to you jerking off to your cartoons, okay? Lucy's eyes widens in horror as she face palms and falls back onto the bed. Fuck. I might have said too much. I really ruined your last day together with stories from when I was a shit person. Lucy's eyes start to shimmer. Hey, it's fun to compare. I still like you, so I guess girls have it easier. Lucy perks herself up and gives me a narrowed eye stare. You just like me? Her eyes droop and so do her shoulders. I'm not certain if she's serious. But suddenly she tosses herself into my arms. She puts her whole weight on to her embrace, almost as she wants to tackle me. I tried to hold the both of us right up, but the awkward angle and the unevenness of the bed eventually causes us to both fall onto the bed. The world really disappears when you're like this. Something I'm infinitely glad for. Anon. Anon, do you like me better the way I was before? Or do you like me better for who I am now? I say my next words without hesitation. You're much better now. Not cutting the weeds in my eyes and kicking me in the face. Though I guess you miss your old life. I must feel like a killjoy in comparison. Lucy slides her head over my shoulder and wraps her arms up from underneath me. I don't care about that. This is so much better. I don't like being forced to care for something I usually indifferent towards, or pay attention to someone who thinks more important than what I'm already thinking about. I just want to figure it out on my own, you know? If you're talking about me wanting us to marathon Lucky Star, then fine, I'll stop. Lucy puts away from our embrace enough for me to see her red of her cheeks and tears streaking from her eyes. You fucking dork. I let out a small chuckle as I wipe away some of her tears. I just like seeing you ramble. You'll find stuff that interests you. Just do you, Lucy. Our foreheads touch. She grasps my face with both her hands, and the while looking at me like I'm the most precious thing in her life. All I want to do is bring her closer to me. I want to keep picking apart her brain, becoming acquainted with every single corner of her mind, and still realize there's always something more to her. I love you, Lucy. Very much, so very much. I love you, Lucy. So very much. Anon. I love you too. So very, very much. These are someone manages to defy our expectations by being late for once. But that's good. It gives Lucy and I a chance to spend the next 10 minutes gathering the last of my belongings and trashing what I couldn't take. With the apartment clean and cleared, I have the keys on the kitchen counter, sparking the last look at the place and called home for the last few months. As much as this sucked, the tiny excuse of the flat had been my sanctuary. Now that I am leaving it, a part of me felt like I was losing a friend. I'm not to think too much about it, as Lucy and I made our way outside. Neither isn't here yet, so we end up standing by the apartment lobby without nothing but our thoughts. A part of me thanked Neither for his tardiness or lateness. Gave Lucy and I some more time together. Lucy's the first to speak up and break the silence between us. What am I going to do when you're gone? Lucy words surprised me, but I'm ready with the answer this time. You'll make it, Lucy. You're the only smart person I know. Lucy gives me a deadpan look. I'm being serious here, Anon. So am I. You're capable of so much. Lucy bashfully turns her head away, appreciating the compliment. Thanks, but what about you? You barely survived the stairs. I can't help but roll my eyes at Lucy's words. Thanks for having so much faith in me. Subconsciously, I let out a sigh. I know you'll have plenty of fun getting back into your own life, especially since there's no semester to hold you back. The mosh pits will not be as entertaining without you fumbling around awkwardly in them. I could do it without them. You, on the other hand, seem eager to get back to that. What do you mean? Back to the mosh pits, meeting strange people, having fun, maybe going for a solo career I know you can achieve. A sombering thought races to the forefront of my mind. We might not see each other again. The possible of that. I don't want to hold you back or make you waste your life waiting for me. Lucy got better, so I should too. But I'll never forget you, Lucy. Never. Lucy stirs like she just got stabbed in the heart. Fuck. That hurts like hell. It's not like that at all. You. I. She struggles to find the words, her beautiful face marred by her warning emotions. Lucy, it's okay. I take her hand gently in mine, which she seems to be sailing in her thoughts at last. At last, Lucy lets out a soft sigh. When I lay you down all the bunch of that bullshit, then I opened you up on the roof. My baggage. You thought the worst of me, didn't you? All the questionable and weird shit I must have done back then that resulted in me. I thought I could be the better man and not judge you. That was still you, though, that I came to care for. It's all in the past, then. The painful tone in her voice makes my heart ache. Lucy, you're still you. She looks really conflicted on the inside, like she's been holding back something. Anon, please, just know it doesn't matter right now, alright? I hate what I did so much. I'm willing to pretend absolutely none of that happened. Her voice cuts off as she chews on her bottom lip. She's afraid of her memories will be painful, but for me, that whole discovering myself quest that led me into talking and hanging around people like Trish. Her voice is a hiss as she puts spitting venom in these words. The gender pronoun shit. No wonder high school sucks. No one will ever come near me and stick around to see where it all went. I was so shitty to everyone that I didn't get it. The people who begged me to be like them, they didn't care about me either. She growls, tears threatening to fall from her eyes. There was always a competition to see who had the worst baggage, and I always lost because I never had it that bad. And I insisted so much on this thing. Lucy finally lets out a sob. Anon, I never wanted to dump all my baggage onto you. It wasn't right. It's... I draw her closer, my hand rubbing the space between her wings smoothly. Lucy, it's okay. You can let it all out. Lucy buries her face in my shirt and takes a deep breath. That thing I used to be. I never realized. It was so humiliating. Neither might have known, and he suffered so much because of it. I think my parents also knew too, and I made them suffer so much for no real reason. Fuck. I was so blind to what I was doing to everyone around me for so long. And to think I was so convinced that being that thing would make me happy. But it was never meant to be. I really was an ungrateful bitch. Lucy's hand squeezes mine as tight as she can muster, causing more discomfort. At least she leans her head back, offering me a watery smile. I accepted though, she needs this. I look completely into Lucy's citrine eyes, returned my most comfortingly smile back. Before I can do anything else with my girlfriend, I hear the sound of tires screeching and the roar of the engine. A familiar gray-toned car pulls up right next to us, stopping so abruptly that it leaves a sea of skid marks. Lucy reaches into her pocket and pulls out a $10 bill. I motion it to her to keep it. Something told me that where I was going, I would be needing money. As soon as the car comes to a complete stop, the driver disembarks, all munching on the remains of his delicate-looking hot dog. Sorry, I'm late, guys. Decided to stop by Tracy's hot dog cart to try something to eat, but she took a bit longer than usual. Major chops on the last of his meal and licks off his fingers to clean a satisfying smile. Anyways, you two ready to go? Or do you guys need a few more minutes? I look at the time on my phone. Much as I wanted to stand around still, the bus departing to boot camp would be leaving in less than an hour. I give Fang one last look, and she in turn looks at me. We both know what needs to happen next. It doesn't make it any less painful. Without another word, Lucy and I get back into the Naze car. Nazer, without a moment of hesitation, floors the gas pedal and flies off down Skin Row's small streets. A part of me bids my old neighborhood, shitty as it was, a final farewell. The drive towards the pickup spot was quiet. None of us wants to say a word. 15 minutes of silence driving as we arrive at our designated pickup location. The three of us get out of the Naze car and stand around at the bus stop waiting for the inevitable. Lucy mentions something to me, something heading off into the office. The silence between Nazer and I is deafening. Also, let's see the background here. Nazer silently clears his throat. Speaking of that, let me take a drink. Nazer silently clears his throat. Listen, Anon. Yeah? You're gonna be gone for a while. Yeah? Yeah. So, rifleman or infantry, or wherever you call it. Huh? Or what are they gonna make you do? Something like digging ditches? Not come to off as rude or anything? I sigh, shake my head. At least he was starting to catch his poor words now. I mean, yeah, I'll be doing that too. But they had me do a ASVAB test. They wanted me to do something more mechanical stuff. I think it was the code thing was like 12K, 19K. They're pushing me towards being a tank guy. Nice. Can you even drive, dude? Anyways, I decide something more up my alley. It's kind of like shitposting, but more official, I think. What's shitposting? Never mind. The number thing is like 46R. Laser nods his head and looks off. Before the silence can set in, again Laser speaks up, his voice carrying a tone of relief. I've been meaning to say for a while now. Thanks, Anon. I mean it. I didn't know what I was doing for a while. If you didn't take the hit and get us together at most, I'll still be feeling sorry for myself like some loser. Honestly, I'll be scared a little kid stressing over something I didn't need it to be. I didn't do much at all. It was Mo and Rosa, really. It was you and Lucy that patched things up, and I'm glad you guys made amends. Laser gives a surprised look, but he smiles and nods. We hear the unmistakable roar of a city bus overpowering the other cars as it turns onto the street. I still have a few lights away though, so Laser gets back in the driver's seat to leave Lucy and I alone. See you later, buddy. Lucy had come back from some point. I was kind of happy she kept quiet to give me and Laser for our moment. All this time we avoid saying goodbye to each other, but eventually it has to happen. Lucy. Anon. A horrifying, tugging pain that hits me in the chest. You'll be fine for a while I'm gone, right? Yeah. Seriously have no idea what's going to happen to her. I reprehended any thought that something bad might happen to her. But still. Can you promise me that? If I do see you again, that you'll be a better person? Both of us, better persons. Okay. Okay. I'll be a better person. But you have to promise me something too. That you'll come back. I mutter. Okay. She mutters. Okay, good. It's settled then. We hug once again, but she puts some serious muscle into it. I reciprocate. To feel the imprint of this embrace for hours. Her heart's racing. Stronger. The bus driver grows impatiently and starts honking. The time has come. Sure enough, I was still feeling Lucy's hug after we separated. Lisa rolls down the window of the car. Good luck, man. Say, man. I grip his hand. He squeezed my hand in return and recoils. My grip was stronger than he was anticipating. I got inside and waved back at them. I give the driver my regards and lay back, looking at my feet. I must have thought about a lot of things then. Like, what if I just jumped out the window and ran to her? Or if I would have died and never see her again, like in one of those green Snoot music videos. I look back to see if I can still get a glimpse of her. My eyes frantically searched the small figures, and there she was. I caught her in mid-motion, cry on Nazer's shoulder. And then the bus rounds the corner, and they're gone. Vanished from each other's lives. I was dropped at a hotel with the other dudes, and a surprisingly diverse crowd of humans and dinos conversed. We waited for another bus to take us to the airport. Also, my bad, I forgot to show this. I think I might have slept as soon as I sat on the airplane seat, because I didn't remember the takeoff or the drill. I was fortunate enough to get a seat by the window. I flipped it up and saw a desert with a 2-lane road cutting through. I didn't know where I am now. The only that I'm wondering, or sorry, I'm butchering this. I don't even know where I am now. The only that I'm nowhere near Lucy. God, I hope I see her again. Three years later. Volcano Bluffs, the new dusty station, or the new duty station, recruiting teens to suffer like I did. Good times, good times. With my rucksack on my back and a cheap rolling case on my side, I make my way down to my old stopping grounds for some cheap living. 3 years. I wonder if Lucy still lives here. There's new buildings in the Galleria. Not to mention it's got even more labyrinthine. The sun reflecting off the mirror-polished windows are baking me alive in my JDUS. Thinking back, I think there is a park nearby that has a decent vending machine. Mentally retracting my steps from my senior year, I managed to find the park. Looks like they're holding some kind of festival with all of the booths set up and Tyrannosaur tykes running around. There's an unoccupied picnic bench mysteriously, so I let my heavy bags carry my entire weight life down and pop open my bottle of water. There he is. Also a Giga Chad. I think there was like another sprite of him showing a different costume. I guess I'll post it right here. Or maybe later. But yeah, what a Chad. Just like the other one. But this one's a true chat because he actually has military training. Anyways, sitting here, I can't just help but reminisce about the last time I was here. There's still an awful lot I left behind here. Like my high school sweetheart. The dicks in my old platoon never did believe me. Then again, I didn't want them to show the photo album of her mom gifted me. Raptor Jesus, I miss her. I wonder if she still remembers that promise. Anna? Huh? I look to see a pterodactyl in a formal print dress running full towards me. Anon, you remembered. What? I stand up and prepare to take her down. I am poorly prepared, however. She lunges at me, and before I can think to grab my cheap-ass bar, her beak smashes roughly against my lips. What? I curse my instance as my hands reflectively holds my enormous tacker by her hips. Wait. I pull back both for air to figure out who this is, and I think it is and not some well-dressed sexual harassed lady hobo. Lucy? You remembered our promise. Right. Yeah, the promise. That I'll come back and be with you? How can I forget? I finally have a chance to take Lucy in. Gone in the hater top and torn jeans and a spiky hornband. In her place is a simple golden dress and a large ribbon tied around her head crest. Looking for the world like a pair of red bunny ears. Her hands remains on my shoulders, and I can see that she's checking me out right now. I'm proud to say I'm no longer a lanklet, especially how my uniform blouse rolled up my sleeves like they're cutting off the blood vessels to my hands. You really changed since the last time I saw you, Anna. I'm so glad that you're safe after all these years. I got so worried for you that there's something happened overseas. What if you got lost or hurt? What if you never returned at all? Hey, have more faith in me. I still got all my limbs, right? I didn't get used to the bruise too bad. Or, I didn't get bruised too bad. Like, remember that one time I fell down the stairs? I'm pretty sure indescribable, yeah? Maybe I'll wait before showing her my scars. Wow, you're pretty amazing. And what have you been up to? Oh, I got my associates, and then Miss Lucy! Fang shrugs. And then this. The little T-Rex runs up to the table. Miss Lucy, Miss Lucy! Now Vince, there's no need to yell this so close. What's wrong? I was playing with Jared and he said that he said that earthquakes happen when my mommy gets out of bed. Tell him it's not true. Tell him that his mom has a secret diary that she doesn't tell anyone about. Anon? Okay. Oh, no you don't. Jared, get over here. After cleaning up the squabble, Lucy slims over to the picnic table again. Want me to get you a water bottle or something? No thanks, I just had lemonade earlier. There's some annual town hunting celebration. This year, the people in charge of extra funding. So today, they're letting out the local schools to have a field trip here for free of charge. Need another chaperone? I'd love to, but the parents get real upset about this sort of thing. You have to be qualified and certified to look after these guys. Oh wait, ain't that Choi Mojun license? Pray you folks, yeah? I chuckle out loudly at my own silly accent. Lucy giggles, echoing my myth. Lucy giggles slowly, melt away, and a tickling tear leaves from her eye. You're really back. Her arms wrapped around me tightly, as if I will disappear at any moment. My hand rubs comfortably circles around her back smoothly, soothing her. Yeah, I'm back, Lucy. I'm surprised you waited for me here. Of course, that promise means the world to me, Anon. We stay embraced in front of the hot sun for a moment, longer before I let go of her again. Her losing gaze lingers on the children, her eyebrows linked together in a contemplation. Look at him, Anon. Ping points towards the kids screaming and falling over each other. We were all like this at some point. Stupid? Yeah. No, I mean careless, innocent. Suppose we were. She lets out a sigh. One day they're going to start thinking and doing all the wrong things that we and I did. Or one day they're going to start thinking and doing all the wrong things we thought and did when we were teenagers. I wish I could stop it before it from happening. They're just perfect just like this. Kids can be mean to each other, but not cruel. The world makes them cruel. Till then, they're free. We gotta protect their freedom, save them from our mistakes. That's quite a statement to hear from her. You've changed. I think now to be a good time for a siege. Or geist, I don't know. Glad to see you're doing good. How's everyone else? Everyone else? You know, Nazer, Trish, Naomi, Reed. All those guys. Oh, Nazer went to medical school. She closes her eyes, and though trying to recall a lost memory. I haven't seen Naomi though. And the others? Haven't seen them since either. But you're here now. And now that you're back, I'm never letting you go again. Not going anywhere, sweet tooth. Lucy rolls her eyes. You know, if I had... Have you said that back then, I would have hit you. Yeah, then I would just done it again because you're cute and when you're annoyed. Yes, we both changed since then. Oh yeah? How so? I mean, I first enrolled, I had every intention to laying low and not sticking out. I didn't care about making friends as long as it suited that goal. As long as I didn't get bullied anymore, I was glad to just blend in. Guess that plan fell apart. It did, yeah. I can't blame you for that development. Ha, I made you care about people. You did. A few of the kids chase each other around the table. You get any breaks anytime today? I'd love to check out the town and see what else is different. I'd love to. I'll go ask. I might get a few minutes to step away. Yeah, we can just go back and check Volcano High again for old time's sake. She freezes for a second. I'd rather not, Volcano High. Too many bad memories. Lucy ended up getting the rest of the day off from her supervisors. I was surprised by how understanding they were since they saw me. They said I deserve it after all the hard day's work. You look so exhausted dealing with the ankle biters. Not at all. Truth to be told, Anon, I love doing what I do. Catching up with Lucy was the happiest I felt in years. The memories came rushing back as we walked under this hot sun. So you don't know you don't know all how Reed and Trish are doing? Oh. When was the last time I spoke up with them? I hope Trish is alright. The two of you were friends for the longest time. I guess I didn't feel the need to see them again. Looking back, they were terrible influences. I guess so. And Stella and Rosa? Haven't seen them either. Seemed weird considering Rosa was such a help to us. Don't get me wrong, Anna. I love that what Rosa did for me. Neither you. But I guess I didn't need them to see her anymore. I didn't want to see anyone else for that matter. You must have had friends in the army back at Rock Bottom or even before that, right? They're gone from your life too. There's nothing wrong with that. You haven't looked for them? I don't want to. The scenery here seems familiar. Oh, this is my old path to school. Maybe I get to see it after all. Let's turn away to Moe's or somewhere. Oh, I wanted to see the school again, though. No, Anon. Seems like we just repeat each other. I get upset over nothing, and I apologize. Sorry, I just don't want to remember Volcano High. I did too much dumb stuff there, you know? I just want to forget all that, what just happened. Mo's is fine too. I do want to see how that old fossil's doing. Actually, Mo retired. He sold his franchise. Oh, well, we can still go check it out. It took a while to get there, getting to the nearly 5 when it was nearly 5 when we arrived at Mo's. We ordered our usual spot and picked the table. Or, we ordered our usual and picked the table. I could see the old piano on my peripheral vision. You've been asking so much about what, or I've been asking about what you've been doing now. What happened while I was away? I remembered our promise. I tried proving myself, like I really tried. But things kept getting difficult. For a while, I gave up. There was times where I cry. I would think back to when you were here, and I'll miss you so much. I didn't want to worry you with these details of what I did during the time, but I guess I realized something. All this time, I was a huge dick to my family. I idealized things too much and lashed out to them for not being the same person or the same page as them. I wanted to be a rock star, so I wanted them to behave a certain way and think of it would fit for that lifestyle. I was being unfair and unrealistic towards them. I wanted them to hate me, and somehow that was going to further my career. Looked like it worked for lots of famous people. I didn't want to make my family sad anymore, so I just did what I always should have done and learned to love them. To thank them for all what they did for me. So you kept playing? I'd love to see what else you've composed over the years. I'm sure it's great. No, I gave that up. What? Really? It was such a huge part of you. I didn't need it anymore. Plus, it reminded me too much of Trish. I put away that instrument somewhere and never played anything ever again. Then what have you been doing all these years? Dad needed some help with a charity event. He brought some food and needed someone to help him carry it around since Neezer was away in college. I thought of it was going to be a boring event with a bunch of brats, but I saw something. I saw the children. They ran around me. They offered me toys to play with, and I joined them. I lifted one of them off the ground. Some tugged at my legs, and I was moved about it. Or I was about to. I moved about. No one ever played with me like that. No one ever approached me like that. It was so pure, so innocent. Should have shown me a picture of you, or you should have showed them a picture of you in high school clothes. That would be hilarious. But yeah, I enjoyed the time with the children so much. I asked around in my church, and eventually I got this gig dealing with the preschoolers. She looks so happy right now. I feel like I would ruin the mood just bringing up Trish, Reed, and the others again. You know, part of me expected you to forget about the whole promise thing. That I'll never come back and some lucky dino guy had already swept you off your feet. She smiles and gives me a small laugh. The amount of guys I had to tell that my boyfriend was deployed and coming home soon. She began stroking my hand on the table. And I never forget about our promise. Or you. And I never forgot about you. Or our promise. Part of me is glad that she's saying this to me. But I still have too many questions. It's weird because I know she's happy. She looks happy in her work. And she's glad that I'm here. But something deflates the moment. I don't know what it is. I always look towards the decorated piano Mo always had in the corner. Look, Fang, the piano. What about it? You think they'll let us play it? I don't know, it's probably out of tune. Might be worth a shot, come on. But you can't play. Then you play. As we sit by the piano, I think she understands why I was teasing her like that. I open the lid, and the keys look rather pristine. And her fingers lightly rolls across the keys. She retracts herself. I haven't played in a long time. I don't know if I still can do it. I bet I used to remember how to do it. She positions her hands just above the keys. I haven't done this in years. I don't even know which song to play. I want to see you play, that's all. I want to hear you after all this time away. Alright. She gave out a sigh, but then... What to play? Her eyes seemed to glimmer for a moment. I know. Remember this? It was our song, remember? We made it together. Ha. I still got it. I always thought of this melody when I thought about you. I guess I never forgot how to do it, though I'll be a little rusty with the piano. You play beautifully. Thank you. I sit closer to Lucy. She rests her head on my shoulder. Her hands are still resting on the keys, eager to play again. You shouldn't have abandoned music. We talked about what we could do now, especially since it was getting dark outside and the street lights were coming on. We walked our way back to where we started, near the park. I don't know, Anna. It's just weird. A music teacher? I don't know, Fang. It could be cool if you tried. Also the background. Fang is shivering, and the colder the air is settling in. Here, this will get you warmer. I draw Lucy close to my chest. She snuggles up to me. Thank you. She's precious. Being taller now, I guess the animal part of my brain is telling me to protect my smaller and more fragile mate. Little by little, I'll get you back into music. Your friends. I'm sure you'll work out fine towards the end. Lucy stirs. She doesn't like that idea. Anon, please don't ask me to do that. I'm not ready. How are you not ready? I lied, Anon, okay? I lied. I disappointed you. I promised that I would get better. But you're clearly not happy with how I turned out. Nonsense. You have no idea how proud I am of you. I'm still broken, Anon. I've even started preening again because I had no one. But remembering I promised you and Nazer I will not do it anymore hurt me even more, so... But that was years ago. I swear I tried to get better. I tried getting better. Forgive me. I'm the one signing this time. You wanted me to live my own life, be the great person you wanted me to be. Yeah, I'm here doing minimal church tasks and dealing with children. I got no friends, no new songs, nothing going on for me. I know I needed to be a famous musician to make you happy. I needed to have forgiven Trish and the others, but it just didn't work out. I couldn't do it. I'm lonely, Anon. You're all that's left for me. You didn't need to be all that to be happy. I still think you're the best. Forget it, Lucy. What's done is done. We're here. That's all it matters. I embraced her. I can tell that she was getting tense, so slowly she relaxes in my arms. When I said that we're going to be together was all that mattered, she hugged me back. I'm here. I still can't believe it. Lucy is shaking with excitement in my own arms now. I already am thinking of all kinds of things we can do. Fuck. Just know that I won't see you until tomorrow already hurts me. I can take you to see Mom and Dad right now. They will get a kick out of it seeing you like this. Not right now. That'll be too much for them to take in. I have to unpack too. I got a little room in a motel for now. Would you like some help? I thought to deny her, but those eyes are pleading to me to say yes. I got quite a bit. You sure, Lucy? All the more reason to help. Or all the more reason for me to help. Alright then. The motel isn't too far from here. I wasn't kidding when I said I had a lot to unpack. Between all the luggage I had to bring back with me, and the heavier memories of the time I spent in the arid deserts, I saw and felt a different side of Lucy I particularly had forgotten. Her tender hands rubbed me smoothly across my scars, now litter across my chest. We stood up into the morning glow of dawn, till the messy motel room. Clothes, paperwork, and endless knickknacks half collected were scattered everywhere in the organized chaos. Yeah, I never felt more at peace with the world than with Lucy cuddled up next to me. At peace, scattered by my stomach demanding substance loudly. How about we get some breakfast? My treat. That breakfast day sounds nice. Say, how about we invite my family? I'm sure Mom will just love to see you again. Probably would too, however. I'd rather spend it with just you, Lucy. I grinned as I watched Lucy's face turn beet red. You were never this smooth of a talker, Anon. Fine, but I definitely want you to see them. Alright, fine. But I definitely want them to see you. Tomorrow then? Tomorrow. I'll tell them first. Get them hyped to see you. That would be great, so tomorrow then. Tomorrow, yes. We made our way towards her car door, but before getting in, she once again embraces me, this time a little stronger. It's okay, Lucy. I was so lonely, Anon. Don't need to be alone, you know? I'm so glad you're here. I missed you. I missed you too, Lucy. Though I missed the old Fang, I'm elated. I love you, Lucy. Ending 3 of 4. Volcano High School Musical. Alright, that was ending 3. We're just gonna let this play because there's always an additional cutscene at the end. I can't remember, it's been a while since I recorded, by the way, so I can't remember if I talked about the endings in the credit scenes. If not, I'll just post it in post, do one in post real quick. There's the dog tags and the cross for this picture ending.